welcome to Millett Hall here on the campus of Miami University. Kenny Schierlinger along here with Cody Shagovac for this MAC opener between the Miami Redhawks and the Central Michigan Chippewas. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a pretty decent weather day here in Southern Ohio here as Miami's getting ready to get going here as they're getting the starting lineups here going once again, and we're going to get this one started here. So, Cody, what are you looking for here from the Redhawks as they start out MAC competition today?
Yeah, no, absolutely. With the MAC competition starting today, you really want to get out to an early lead in the division, especially against this, 11-2 Chippewa team. We're going to want to attack early and attack often. Chippewa's got a fast offense. They break down real easily. So we're going to make sure we contain it with our good defense and, really just keep going to fast breaks. And let's see if Nike Sambande can get going and help us out here early.
Absolutely, as this Chippewa basketball team likes to get out and score as they're averaging 88 points per game this season and have won a couple of big games this. We're having a little technical difficulties here as they've won a couple big games and they're on a 5-game winning streak, 11-2. That's tying their season record for non-conference play as they've got to 11 games before MAC competition. So we're going to get it started here as Delonte Brown and Rob Montgomery are going to tip it off. The Chippewas are going to win the tip, and here they come down the floor. Leading the way at point guard for the Chippewas is Larry Austin Jr., the transfer from Xavier, and more recently Vanderbilt, as that shot is no good. Rebounded by the Redhawks as Darren Ringo is going to bring it up for the floor for the Redhawks for the first time this afternoon. Going to get the Ban Bowman. Now he's going to swing it to the far corner to Jalen Attaway. And Nike Span's going to take it at the top and shoot the three at the top of the key, and that's going to be no good. A rebound, Central Michigan. Here comes Austin Jr. right down the floor really quick, and a three is up and away. No good there for the Chippewas as the Redhawks are going to pull down the rebound. So second possession of the afternoon for the Redhawks, getting going here. Out to Delonte Brown, now to the top of the key with Nike Sabani. Back out to Dalen Ringo as Brown's going to put up a three, and that's going to be off the back of the iron. Rebound by the Central Michigan Chippewas. Back down the floor. So they're going to kick it out to McKay, who's going to kick it back out to Sean Roundtree, the senior guard from Edwardsville, Illinois. He's going to take point guard duties in this possession. Now they're going to swing it out to Kevin McKay, who's going to take a couple moves on Attaway and take him into the paint. Layup no good, ball batted around. We got our first foul of the afternoon, and it's going to go against Kevin McKay.
So right there we see with the Redhawks, they took 2 threes to start off their game. They both missed, trying to get their groove going and really set the tempo for the rest of the game. I think they should try and get in on the inside. Chippewas don't have a very big center down there.
So Darren Ringo's going to bark out some orders to his offense and get the high ball screen from Bam Bowman. And now he's just going to pull it for three. That one's off the front of the iron. And here comes Larry Austin Jr. down the floor really quick. Throws up the layup out of control. And a rebound Redhawks as they're coming back down the floor. Attaway is going to try to dish it off as he went up for the layup. And that's going to be a turnover. So the first turnover of the evening or the afternoon rather, for the Redhawks. And it's going to be Chippewa basketball.
And those two plays right there, Kenny, there's 2 opportunities for a foul, and I think the refs are just letting them play to start off the first half.
Sean Roundtree is going to take it up the floor for Chippewas, as we're going to get a foul on the floor. That is Darren Ringo as he fouled Austin Jr. at the top of the key. Austin Jr. averaging 19 points per game for the Chippewas, leading the way for his team and his offense.
Our defense has been playing really good. They're able to switch off their man and really look at the screens that the Chippewas are setting. And
as that shot's going to be up and good. So we have our first points of the night. The layup there from Rob Montgomery. the junior from Montgomery Village, Maryland, first-year transfer from Indian Hills Community College in Iowa. As the Redhawks get right down the floor, and it's going to be a layup up and good from Delonte Brown, as Delonte Brown puts the Redhawks on the board for the first time this afternoon. Ooh. Second in offense for the Redhawks, averaging 15 points per game, as a little bit out of control there from the Chippewas, but they're going to pull it out, and Roundtree's going to bark out some orders once again. He's going to pull up for a long three at the top of the key and knock that one down. So Sean Roundtree knocks down.
Two defenders on him right there and just hit it and said, I'm going to take that.
So 5-2 lead here at the 16:40 mark in the first half here at Millett Hall. Delonte Brown's going to pull up in the near side corner for three, and he's going to knock that one down to tie up the game here at 5-all.
That ball fell so effortlessly into the net, just didn't even touch it, just went right through.
So Delonte Brown with all 5 points for the Redhawks.
Our defense is matching really well right now with the Chippewas, staying really close and manning up on them.
Larry Jr. is going to drive and put up the layup, and that one's going to be up and in there off the backboard in the front of the rim. Got an easy roll there, so that's going to push the lead out to 2 for the Chippewas, as Darren Ringo's going to walk it up the floor and hand it off to Nike Sabani. He's going to get it back across the court to Ringo. Now they're going to go down low to Bam Bowman, who's working on Chippewa defense, and he's going to get trapped in the short corner, and we're going to get our first jump ball of the afternoon, and the possession arrow is going to stay with the Redhawks. So at the under 16 timeout, the Redhawks are trailing 7-5 here, and we're going to stay right here. Thank you for tuning in to Red Hawk Radio, as both these teams are very well coached. For the Redhawks in his second year is head coach Jack Owens, coming over from Purdue, and he's got the Redhawks in pretty good shape, 8-5 on the year, 6-0 at home here. And on the opposite side for Central Michigan is Keno Davis in his 7th year with the Chippewas. He's 109-99 at Central Michigan in Mount Pleasant. 11-2 and 2-1 on the road for Central Michigan, as Keno Davis has a lot of coaching under his belt. The former Drake coach and Providence coach led Drake to an NCAA tournament bid in 2008 and was the AP Coach of the Year that year.
Wow, that's impressive stat. But one thing I really want to hammer around is that 99 losses. He's one away from 100, and maybe the Redhawks will hand it to him tonight.
We'll see what happens. The Redhawks have, like we mentioned, have not lost at home all season, and going into MAC play, it's going to be a battle all around the MAC, as the MAC is very strong this year in basketball, as everybody knows that Buffalo, the nationally ranked basketball team, knocked off Arizona last year in the NCAA tournament, is in the conference. Toledo, Ball State, Central Michigan, Miami, all across the board, very strong conference. So it's going to be a very interesting.
You can't always forget about Kent State and Akron, too. They always have, a good Northeast Ohio rivalry up there. I know the two schools are within 20 minutes of each other, and they're always good basketball powerhouses. I remember growing up going to the MAC championship game at the Q. It was always teams that came down to MAC or Kent or Akron. So you really got to look out for those teams, too. The MAC has a good history of rich basketball and traditions, and that win last year for Buffalo against Arizona really helped solidify the MAC and show everyone, we're here to stay.
Absolutely, as a lot of people think the MAC are going to get a couple of bids in the NCAA tournament, with Buffalo having a very strong showing in non-conference, knocking off Syracuse on the road and knocking off West Virginia. So we'll see what happens there. As we're going to get back to play here, Nike Sabani's going to get tied up in the paint, and that's going to be a jump ball, and this time the possession arrow is going to go towards Central Michigan.
Yeah, the way they rebounded that ball in there, Kenny, for Miami, they didn't really get a good look the first time, so they gave it to Nike, and he had to do what he had to do, and he fell to the floor real quick. You hate to see it.
So here comes Larry Jr. right down the floor into the
Ooh,
paint.
a rejection.
And he's going to get blocked, but persevere through the rejection and put it up and good. So that's going to push Central Michigan out to a 9-5 lead at the 15-minute mark. As Darren Ringo's going to drive and kick. That's going to be batted away by Central Michigan, but retained by Nike Sabani, who's going to go to work on Morgan, and he's going to try to dump it down to Van Bowman, and it's going to be batted around off of Central Michigan. So the Red Hawks are going to have the ball on the baseline with 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Not much time to work with here. Delonte Brown's going to pull up from 3 at the top of the three-point arc and knock that one through to put Miami within 1 of the Red Hawks. And as you can see here, the Chippewas like to push it down the floor, especially with Larry Jr., who puts that shot up. It's going to be rebounded by Van Bowman and out to Darian Ringo, who's going to walk it up the floor.
He hit corner 3.
His corner 3 is no good there from Delonte Brown, and they're going to swing it around to Jalen Attaway, near side 3, and that one's good. Nice. Jalen Attaway knocks that one through to put the Red Hawks on top 11-9 here at the 14-minute mark here at Millett Hall.
The way the Red Hawks are really doing well right now, Kenny, is what they're doing is they're moving the ball around on the top of the arc and spacing it out so the defense has to open up, and then they're getting the shot they want.
Red Hawks going to work on defense as Chippewas are going to pull it out. Sean Roundtree's going to pull it out, and he's going to drive and put up a floater. It's going to be no good. Rebound by Larry, and that's going to be batted around, but grabbed by the big Van Bowman, and here comes the Red Hawks down the floor.
Great rebound there. He persisted and got it, pulled it down, and now the Red Hawks are looking to come back down 9-11.
They're going to get out to Sabani. He's going to pull up for 3, and it's going to be no good off the back of the iron. Rebound by the Chippewas, and a 3 is going to be up and away there as Sean Roundtree knocks that one through, the Missouri State transfer.
So what the Chippewas are doing right here, everyone, is they're using the fast-paced offense to spread the floor open and get the looks and passes they want. And it's really been efficient right now because the defense for Miami is not able to get back in time to guard everyone. So you got a couple of people just standing around, and the Chippewas are really taking advantage of that. They're looking to get those open shots, get those open looks, and they're taking more advantage and hitting those threes. And the Red Hawks need to make sure they match the pace that the Chippewas are setting.
So a couple of substitutions here for the Red Hawks. Alec Abrams going to enter the game. Haruna for the Red Hawks as well, and Makai Larry's going to round up the 3 substitutions for the Red Hawks as they're going to retain possession, and it's going to be inbounded by Haruna, and that's going to be knocked away by Central Michigan. Kevin McKay with the pressure there. Now the Red Hawks.
That's 2 inbounds right there, Kenny, today so far that the Red Hawks haven't been able to be successful on.
And that's going to be a turnover there as they're going to change their mind a little bit, and that's going to go off the Red Hawks. So Central Michigan's going to get possession here at their own end of the floor. They're going to dump it down to Montgomery, who's going to pull up the short jumper. It's going to be no good. Rebound, Jalen Attaway. He's going to get out to speedy Makai Larry, and another 3 there from Delonte Brown. This time no good from the near side wing.
He's been shooting from that point the whole game. I wonder if that's his so-called spot.
Romello Burrow is in the game here for the Chippewas, as well as that layup's going to be up and good there from Rob Montgomery, the junior from Indian Hills Community College.
The Red Hawks elect to take a timeout after that. And what are you thinking so far here with 12:37 to go in the game, Kenny? Down 14-11. The Red Hawks are really good pacing and putting it up.
I would say that the Red Hawks have done a pretty good job with Central Michigan as they've pushed it up the floor. They like to get out and push. As Jack Owens earlier this week was saying how they're going to challenge their defense in transition and their dribble containment, and they've done pretty well this afternoon so far, holding the 14 points in about the first 8 or so minutes of play, and they just got to be able to score with them because I think this is going to be a shootout, as you can see.
Yeah. 14 points, 11 points already put up in the first 8 minutes. We see that. in the beginning, for the first 3 minutes, there weren't any scoring, a couple of bad misses by both teams, but now pace has really picked up, and we got ourselves a game on hand.
So Haruna and Makai Larry are going to handle the point guard duties here and split them as Red Hawks are going to work it around, getting into their set. Elijah McNamara has also entered the game for the Red Hawks. So Makai Larry is going to take it at the top of the key. He's going to be working, get the high ball screen. He's going to have to put it up as the shot clock's going down. He's going to pick up a late foul there. So that's something that you don't want to see from Central Michigan. I'm sure Keno Davis is not very happy about that as the Red Hawks were down to the wire on the shot clock.
Yeah, it looked like he was going for the pass. They're going to give him credit as a shot. He was hit on the arm, on the inside arm, which prevented him from being able to really get off a good pass or a shot. But right now he's looking to hit the free throws.
So Makai Larry knocks that one through. He's 100% from the free throw line in his college career, early college career, but that makes him 11 for 11 here in Oxford. So going for 12 for 12, and hopefully can keep that percentage up. And that one is going to be his first miss of his young career as he is unable to knock that one through. So 11 for 12 to start the season for Makai Larry from Evansville, Indiana.
You really jinked him right there, Kenny. I think that was all you're doing.
Yeah, it was a tough one there as a three's up and away there for Central Michigan on the.
That was a good length 3-point shot, and number 14 for
Dilio
the Red Hawks.
He's going to knock that one through. McNamara's going to get stuck at the top of the key. Now he's going to get it back to Haruna from Niger, Africa, and now he's going to swing it back out to Larry, who's going to have the shot clock wind down once again. He's going to pull for three at the top of the key, and that one's going to be no good. A rebound there for the Chippewas by Rob Montgomery. Sean Roundtree's going to work his way into the lane, and Dilio's going to pump fake, but
they call him for a
travel. So that's going to be a turnover there for the Chippewas as we're under the 12 here now at the 11:05 mark at Millett Hall with a 17-12 lead for the Chippewas.
So what happened right there with the travel is he tried to pump fake in on the 3-point line, pulled his pivot foot back off, and then tried to go again. And when he moved that second time, the ref called him for the travel. And, he went to the ref and asked him, that was a move, and they said you moved your pivot foot. So you really got to watch what you're doing, and lucky for the Red Hawks to catch a break right there. The three that he attempted didn't go in, so, we're getting a little good, doing a little better. Got to let these breaks go our way. So we got the band here, ladies and gentlemen, and they're doing a great job livening up this crowd. We got a good crowd here on hand for the Millett Hall to watch this game. The Red Hawk, Millett Hall, the way it's set up is you've got the bottom layer is all red seats, and then you have the kind of upper deck per se. It's had older green seats, and nobody really is allowed to sit in those ones, but the lower bowl has a good amount of seats into it. They really try and set everyone up so that they're on the north and south side of the arena, so facing the court. And not a bad crowd. We got a lot of, excitement surrounding it, and we just need to get a couple threes, and I think the crowd will get right back into this game and allow us to get some fresh breath and breathe some fresh air.
Absolutely, as there's a lot going on here at Millett Hall. They had the Kids Carnival in the beginning, in the pregame here for all the kids in the Oxford area. And at halftime, the Pacers dunk team are going to perform for the fans here at Millett Hall. So pretty exciting day here, as this is really the only thing going on sports-wise, as the hockey team is out of town here in Oxford as they are visiting Providence, Rhode Island this weekend. So we're going to get it back to action here as the Red Hawks are going to get it out to Alec Abrams at the top of the key. He's looking for Sabani, who's going to drive, and he's going to go up and is going to get knocked away, but out of bounds off of the Chippewas. Chippewas wearing the maroon jerseys. Miami going with the home whites.
Maroon jerseys are accented by the gold letters and numbers, which look very good today from up here.
Very sharp look there for Central Michigan as that inbound pass can be knocked away, but it's going to stay with the Red Hawks as they now have 11 seconds on the shot clock. Kyle Larry's going to come in and inbound the ball. He's got Dilio defending the inbound. A little bit of a height differential there as Makai Larry, not the tallest guy in the world, standing at 5'8". So Red Hawks going to have to get it going here. 5 on the shot clock. Get it out to Larry in the corner, who's going to have to put it up, and he lays it up and good off the back of the backboard and adjust and had to
very athletic move right there what he did. He went up, faked like he was going to initially do the layup, and then kind of went around with his hand and put it up in the middle.
Dilio's going to pull the three, and that's going to be no good from the far side wing, but we're going to get a foul on the floor against the Red Hawks. Bam Bowman's going to get off the bench, and I think he's going to come in for Alec Abrams, the transfer from Cal Poly.
They called that foul on Darian Ringo right there. Keep it on the ground, though, so Chippewa will definitely inbound up here, and looks like we got a timeout.
I think they're going to look at it in the monitor, maybe some contact above the shoulders. That might be what they're looking at. So the Red Hawks are 1 for 4 in the last 4 field goals, and not much scoring so far. We got off to a pretty slow start, and then we started picking up, and now we're kind of in a lull here in the scoring department. 17-14, Central Michigan leading the Red Hawks at the 10-16 mark. I
think, Miami's kind of got them where they want them. You know how you said earlier in the broadcast you were talking about the 88 point that the Central Michigan team puts up a lot? I think that, if the Red Hawks are keeping the pace with this Central Michigan team, we'll be able to stay close and hopefully pull it out. But we can't let them go on any, scoring runs here. And that's what I think the Red Hawks coach is really emphasizing. Stay home, play your defense, let them play to you. Don't let them get out there. Don't let them get hot. Stay with them, because if they start getting hot, then the morale changes and they get the upper hand going into this halftime. Hopefully not.
So looking at a couple scores around the MAC here, Western Michigan is up 13-12 on Akron in the first half there in Akron, Ohio, and Ohio's out big football score with a 21-7 in the middle part of this first half. And Michigan State actually pulled out the win against Ohio State right down the road in Columbus. Michigan State pulling out the win against over Ohio State, number 14 in the nation, 86-77. As we're waiting here to see what we get from the officials. And it looks like we're going to get a flagrant foul here, as it looks like Central Michigan's is going to go to the line. And innocent Nwoko is going to go to the line for Central Michigan as he knocks that one through.
They must have saw something on the monitor that we didn't, because it didn't look like there was anything bad going down on there. Nobody came away with an eye poke or a finger missing, but must have been above their shoulders, like you said earlier, and they just got to call that a flagrant.
As Nwoko knocks those one through. 36% free throw shooter. Looked good on those strokes there, as Central Michigan's going to get the ball again, and they're going to try to extend their lead. 5-point lead for Central Michigan at the 10-minute mark here, as Roundtree's going to hand it off to Dilio for 3, near side 3, and that one's good. Dilio knocks in another 3 for the Chippewas as Central Michigan jumps out to a 22-14 lead. So the Red Hawks going to have to be careful here, as Central Michigan's also going to put in a little bit more pressure in the full court. Darren Ringo gets and breaks that pressure, and Red Hawks going to set up. He's going to get a high ball screen from Van Bowman, who slipped in the lane, and he missed him there, as a three's up and good from Elijah McNamara, the freshman from Pickerington, Ohio. Knocks that one through and gets his first points of the afternoon.
Good corner three. He had a hand in his face, but didn't say no, and took it, pulled up, hit the three, and now we're kind of back in this game.
As we're going to have a traveling violation there, as Larry Jr. tried to work his way in the lane amongst the trees. Larry Jr. only standing about 6'2". He's going against the taller guys from Miami there. Elijah McNamara 6'9", down there and defending him, and really had to adjust and unable to do it legally.
You forgot you couldn't take three steps without dribbling.
Yeah, some guys can get away there, as the full court pressure is going to give Miami a little bit of trouble, as Ringo tries to get out to Larry in the center of the court. That one's going to be knocked away, but the Red Hawks going to retain possession. Now the Chippewas are going to back off. Ringo's going to drive, and he was looking for Van Bowman on the slip screen, but unable to connect with him. And now Ringo's going to drive up and in.
Made a little
easy layup.
Pump fake right there on that layup. Looked like he was going to go outside, pulled it on the inside, and finished with the left hand. Good move by the young man.
So the Red Hawks now cut the lead down to 3, 22-19 at the 9-minute mark here at Millett Hall. We're going to pick up a foul on the Red Hawks, and Delonte Brown picks up foul, and it's going to be his first of the afternoon. Montgomery's looking for his offense. They're going to kick it out to Dilio in the near side corner, who knocks that one through. So Dilio knocks in his third three of the evening, or the afternoon. He's got 9 already.
Red Hawks need to put someone on him. He's a good sharpshooter in the corner on the outside right there.
Ringo's going to swing it around now out to the near side to Sabani, and it's going to be stolen away by Larry Jr., who's going to go up and get fouled. And he's going to go to the line for the first time this afternoon. So Larry Jr.
It was a good foul right there. You know, he had a kind of a breakaway, and Miami wanted to make sure they didn't give up the point. So now they're going to let him go to the free throw line and see what he can do.
It's a 57% free throw shooter this season, 58% for his career. As we mentioned, started his career at Xavier, first 2 years at Xavier, then transferred to Vanderbilt for a year, and now at his third school with Central Michigan. Second in the MAC in scoring, so he can fill it up.
Yeah, I wonder why he transferred so many times.
Probably looking for playing time here, and he looks like he's getting a lot of playing time, as he averages 30 minutes per game, as he's unable to knock that other one through.
Starting at Xavier, you wonder if, you know, he's got some family around here that came up for the game to watch him, or maybe some old friends.
Absolutely, as the Red Hawks now trailing by 6, 25-19, as Larry tries to get in the corner for Sabani in the corner, but he's going to pick up the foul. So we're going to get a timeout on the floor. So the Red Hawks trailing 25-19 at the 7:57 mark here at Millett Hall. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Red Hawk Radio.
A ranger station.
I'd like to report a bear hug.
Okay.
I put out my campfire and Smokey Bear hugged me.
So you drowned the fire, you stirred it, drowned it again, and felt that it was cold?
Uh-huh.
Yep, he's just letting you know you did good.
Bear hug from Smokey Bear. Status update.
I'm gonna let you go now. There are many ways to start a fire, but one sure way to put it out. Learn how you can do your part at SmokeyBear.com.
Sponsored by the U.S. Forest Service Ad Council and your state forester.
Adopt U.S. Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
3, 2, 1. Oh no. Which button am I...
When every second counts, you can't wing it.
Guys, a little help up here?
In a home fire, you may have less than 2 minutes to get out. So make a family home fire escape plan. Then practice home fire drills at least twice a year so everyone knows what to do when they hear. Prepare your family at ready.gov/fire drill. Brought to you by FEMA, the Ad Council, and Make Safe Happen.
Miami trailing here at Millett Hall 25-19 against Central Michigan, as they're going to have the ball as Jalen Attaway is ready to inbound it at his own baseline. He's going to get it out to Nike Sabani.
If I'm Miami here, I'd look for a good 2-point. Don't go for the 3. Take the high percentage shot, and let's cut this lead a little bit down to 4.
As Mekhi Laird is going to get it out to Delonte Brown, who's going to drive in the lane, pull up a little bit of a jumper, and knock that one through. Delonte Brown getting his first points in the paint this afternoon, as he had a handful of threes. Roundtree's going to kick it out to Dillio for 3 in the far side wing, and that one's going to be no good. Dillio unable to connect there on the 3. Larry Jr. goes up in the paint and gets that one to go. So he was going to work there.
Redhawks really needed that rebound. They can't let Chippewa get the offensive rebound, especially a small guy like Larry Jr.
So Redhawks taking their time, working around, trying to get down the Van Bowman, but the Chippewa's doing a pretty good job with closing off that lane. Attaway's going to catch it to the top of the key. Now he's going to swing it out to Sabani, who's going to get it down to Van Bowman. 3 in the corner here for Delonte Brown. That one's going to be no good. And as the Chippewas are trying to get out in possession and transition, a little bit of a mishap there, and they're going to turn it over.
You know, Dillio, number 14, a sharpshooter, 3-point shot for the Chippewa, reminds me a little bit of Luka Doncic. Very tall, athletic, able to play both the outside and hit the 3, and also play the inside and guard his man.
I could see that, as this is going to be a alley-oop layup there from Mekhi Larry to Delonte Brown. That's going to be good, and Central Michigan wasting no time getting down the floor. Easy dunk there from Nwoko from New Haven, Michigan, as he gets that one to go. So Central Michigan wasting no time, answering right down the floor. 29-23 now at the 6-minute mark at Millett Hall. The Redhawks trying to cut into that lead, and every time they cut into that lead, and Central Michigan has an answer as they're working it around. Sabani's going to pull it for 3, and that one's going to be no good. And rebound there from Van Bowman, who's going to go up, and he's going to get fouled.
Fouled from behind. He thought he had all ball, the defender, but must have clipped the top of his finger as Bowman was going up to put the rebound back up, slam it home, and couldn't deliver, so now he's going to go to the line.
So Van Bowman's going to go to the line. On the season, he's leading the way for the Redhawks, shooting 72% from the free throw line. All is quiet here at Millett Hall for the concentration for Van Bowman, as that one's in and out. So the Redhawks not shooting very well from the charity strike this afternoon. Second one coming for Van Bowman, junior from Bowling Green, Kentucky. And that one's going to be no good. So Van Bowman unable to convert on any of his free throws. So Central Michigan's going to take it right back, and down the floor here is Roundtree. Dumping it down to Larry Jr., but they're going to pick up a foul on Mekhi Larry, who's trying to deny that entry pass down low. Larry Jr. is going to exit the game. Into the game for Central Michigan is Mac Beechler, sophomore guard from Lowell, Michigan. Central Michigan's going to get it down to
Great defense there
Montgomery.
by Bowman.
Bowman goes up and knocks that one away, and that's going to be Red Hawk basketball. Ben Bowman picking up the block there, and that was tipped around and off the Chippewas. So the Red Hawks are going to get possession of the ball. So they get it in. Now in the corner, Sabani.
Chippewa playing very, very close defense, trying to take away any advantage Miami will have from the spacing.
Sabani's going to pull up for three at the top of the key. That one's going to be short. Tried to chase the rebound, but unable to come up with it. Central Michigan right down the floor. Roundtree weaving his way through the defense and picking up the layup. So 31-23 now at the 5-minute mark. Miami's going to have to start shooting in this shootout. If it's going to be a shootout, you got to start shooting, as Mekhi Lair's going to pull up the jumper, and it's going to be no good. Here comes Central Michigan down the floor once again, pushing it out to
Travel.
McKay, who travels as he was trying to go up and try to kick it out. But that's going to give the Red Hawks possession of the basketball.
Red Hawks have gotten a couple of lucky bounces here earlier with the travel calls. You really don't see a lot of traveling called in the NBA, but on the college it's a different game. The refs try to keep it a little bit more fair.
Central Michigan's bringing the full court press as Larry's having trouble with it, trying to get it out. He does, out to Delonte Brown. He gives it right back to Larry, who's going to set up for Miami. Getting it down to Brown down in the paint, who's going to try to throw up the reverse layup, and that one is off the mark. Ricocheted off the top of the backboard and out of bounds. So the other way comes the Chippewas. Sean Roundtree trying to get it down low. Throwing out the alley-oop there to Burrell, who's unable to put it up, so kicks it back out. Now Roundtree's going to have it in the far side wing. Now he's going to kick it out to Montgomery for three, who knocks that one home.
There was not a defender 5 feet from that man. Very good wide open look for the Chippewa.
So Red Hawks reeling here as Delonte Brown picks up the loose ball and lays it up and in for the Red Hawks. Red Hawks really needed that basket if they've really went cold from the offensive side of the ball, only converting 2 of the last 7 field goal attempts. Roundtree's going to drive. He's got nothing, and he's going to try to kick it out, and they're going to call foul, or travel rather, there, as Van Bowman was down in the paint playing good defense. So we're going to get a timeout here at Millett Hall at the 3:28 mark. Miami trailing 34-25. You're listening to Red Hawk Radio. We're going to
I'm probably okay to have one more drink before I drive home. I'm probably okay. I open the window to stay alert. Probably okay. I just popped some gum in my mouth.
Step out of the car, please.
I probably made a mistake.
Probably okay isn't okay when it comes to drinking and driving. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
Jelly. Jelly adjective. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org, brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt US Kids, and the Ad Council.
If you love them enough to sit through their favorite boy band with them, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Miami in a little bit of trouble here at Millett Hall in their MAC opener, trailing Central Michigan 34-25 at the 3:28 mark. Miami's going to inbound the ball. Jalen Attaway is going to inbound it to Nike Sabani. And full court pressure once again from Coach Keno Davis as Miami breaks it.
So, Kenny, right here what we have is a tale of two different teams right here. Miami's 1 for 5 in their last 5 shots. Central Michigan 4 for 5. So Miami really needs to pick it up as Nike goes for the layup, rolls in and out.
Back the other way is Larry Jr., who is going to pick up the foul and go to the line as Central Michigan is now, not in the bonus yet. One more foul to go.
Central Michigan really playing well right here. They've got 5 offensive rebounds compared to Miami 2. Those offensive rebounds keep the ball on your end and able to put down the points, which is what's helping Central Michigan have this 9-point lead right here. Ooh.
As inbound pass is going to be up and good there for Mac Beechler, who's going to lay it up and in for the Chippewas. As Bruna's going to try to break the press. He's having a little bit of trouble there, trying to get it out. It's going to get stolen away. And we got a whistle on the floor, and we're going to get a 10-second violation as Miami unable to get it across the floor for the Red Hawks. Haruna unable to, it's going to turn it over.
This full court defense here, Kenny, by Central Michigan is very good. They're making Miami make mistakes and not able to bring the ball up over half in 10 seconds. They're very dominant right now on this full court press.
So Larry Jr. is going to take crossover and go up with the floater, and he's going to pick up the foul. He's going to go to the line for the second time this afternoon. It's the 7th foul on the Red Hawks, so now in the bonus is Central Michigan. Nance Jr. unable to convert that one there. 58% free throw shooter in his career. Not the biggest shooter in the world, only shooting 12% from the three-point arc, and a little bit better for field goal, shooting about 50%. But 57% from the point guard is something you don't really want to see, as he misses both of them off the back of the iron, a little bit too strong there. So rebound, Makai Larry is going to bring it down the floor, and unable to get into the defensive set is Central Michigan off the miss, and they're going to get down to Bam Bowman, who's going to lay it up and in. Here comes the Chippewas down the floor once again, as they're going to get out to McKay for the easy layup. So Kevin McKay lays it up and in for Central Michigan and keeps the lead at 11 for Chippewas.
Very tight defense again by Central Michigan. Now they're backing off a little bit.
Kai Larry's going to set up his offense and work his way into the center of the floor. He's going to get it out to Bowman in the near side wing.
7 on the shot clock. He's got to find something. 5, 4,
so here comes
3.
Larry for the 3 in the near side corner, and he knocks that one through. Kai Larry answering the quick bucket.
The Red Hawks are going to give the Chippewa a little taste of their own medicine as they come up for the full court press.
As Dillio's going to pull up the 3, and that one's going to be no good. Here comes the Red Hawks down the floor once again. McLary gets it out to Sabani, and now out to Attaway. He's looking for Bam Bowman down low, unable to get that entry pass to go. Now going to swing it around to Larry in the far side corner. Now out to Delonte Brown, as Larry's going to take it and center the ball here and try to get it out to Nike Sabani. He's going to pull up for 3. Far side corner, and that one's good.
Good
2 straight
shot.
threes from the Red Hawks as they pull within 5 of Central Michigan, as there's a quick foul there on Makai Larry, and that's something you don't want to see. Coach Owens on the sideline over there not happy with that.
41 seconds to go in the half, only down by 5 after being down 11. As Larry goes to the foul line, like you said, not a traditionally good foul shot shooter. So
Roundtree's actually going to go to the line here for the Central.
Roundtree. Still, either way, you hope he misses 1 or 2, and Red Hawks still will get the ball back with 41 seconds left in this half.
Roundtree, a little bit better of a free throw shooter, knocks that one through as he is an 80% free throw shooter. And he's unable to get that one to go. Rebound Attaway as Milos Jovic is going to handle the point guard duties as he checks into the game for the last 30 seconds here at Millett Hall. Red Hawks trying to cut into that lead as Nike Subandi is going to cross over and get into the lane and pick up the foul. He's going to go to the line for the first time this afternoon.
So they reset the shot clock. So there's 26.5 seconds left in the game, and they're just going to let that go.
So that's not going to be free throws for Subandi, and that layup attempt for Van Bowman is unable to go. So 15 on the game clock here for Central Michigan. They're going to hold for the last shot attempt to try to get over the 40-point mark. 39-33, so here comes Larry Jr. He's going to kick it out to Dilio, who's going to pull up the 3, and that one's going to be no good. Clock is stopped at 2 seconds, and we're going to see what we get here, but I think they're just going to call it a half, possibly, as Subandi threw up the full court shot that really almost went in.
Now they're just trying to see what's going on with the shot, because I think what happened is that the timekeepers thought that the whistle was blown, and so they stopped the clock, but then nothing was going on. 2.4 seconds remaining. Nike shoots a shot from the opposite foul shot line pretty much, goes off the front of the rim, and the Chippewa coach, not very happy, came onto the coach, started yelling at the refs, and now we got a little bit of a debacle as they go to the monitors to see, A, the options are half is over, or B, maybe Miami ball with 2 seconds left to go, and maybe we can get a quick alley-oop or a quick corner 3 to close it out.
So they're just going to go ahead and end the half there, as they're going to have no time on the clock. So at halftime, the Red Hawks are going to trail 39-33, and the Red Hawks not very good when they're trailing. They're 6-0 when they're leading at halftime, but I think they're 1-3 when they're trailing at the half, and they're unable to slow down Central Michigan enough and unable to keep up with them. But at halftime, they're only down 6. So you have any thoughts before we head to break here, going into half here, Cody?
Well, you know, down 6, not very bad. The way the Central Michigan defense was really pressing Miami, they made a lot of mistakes, and I think if we clean that up, get our act together and slow down Central Michigan's fast-paced offense, we'll keep it a game and not let them get out to those 11-point leads like I said earlier about, you know, letting Central Michigan get off to a hot start. If we stop that, stay into the game, and keep it close, we can contain them really well, as you can see on the scoreboard. Only down 6 going into half.
Yeah, absolutely. As Jack Owens is going to head into the locker room, make a couple of adjustments, as it looked like they caught Miami off guard on offense, as they were unable to handle that full court press from Keno Davis and his defense. And you got to believe that Coach Owens is going to have to make a couple adjustments if Miami's going to turn it around and try to get their first win in MAC play. So at half, Miami's going to trail 39-33. You're listening to Red Hawk Radio. We'll be right back after this quick halftime break.
I feel so sluggish after that greasy pizza from our lunch meeting.
I know. I can't believe they feed us pizza week after week.
They should at least care about our health. After all, they give us health insurance.
I know we don't work at Google, but they should have something better.
You know what? I heard about this new office catering business from my sister. I think it's called Office Eats.
Building relationships during recovery from mental and substance use disorders can put the strength of family and community behind you. We're all connected, offering encouragement, support, and hope. Join the Voices for Recovery. Strengthen families and communities.
You might not know everyone in your community, but if you did, you'd see that people in recovery from mental and substance use disorders are all around. Reach out for support and begin your recovery journey. Join the Voices for Recovery. Strengthen families and communities.
For confidential information on mental and substance use disorders, including prevention and treatment referrals for you or someone you know, call 1-800-662-HELP. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
GTG, BRB, OMW, be there in a few. You may think that these kinds of texts are fine because of their length, and you can easily send them at a stoplight. But no, answering one text can take your attention away from the road for 5 seconds. And traveling at 55 miles an hour, that's enough time to travel the length of a football field. Make good decisions, don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
As humans, we ask ourselves all kinds of questions. But what if we were forced to ask ourselves a question every day that affected the outcome of the most basic things, the most important things in our lives? The question is, what is your sexual orientation or gender identity? And the answer is the difference between keeping your job or getting fired. The answer is the difference between staying in your home or getting evicted. The answer is the difference between receiving medical treatment or not. Because in 31 states, it's legal to discriminate against people based on their answer to this question. LGBT Americans have the right to say I do, but they don't have the same basic rights as everyone else. Get the facts at beyondido.org. Brought to you by the Gill Foundation and the Ad Council. Imagine being fired because of who you love. Imagine being denied medical treatment because of who you marry. Imagine being evicted because of who you are. Millions of Americans don't have to imagine this. They have to live it. Because in 31 states, it's legal to discriminate against LGBT people. Get the facts at beyondido.org. Brought to you by the Gill Foundation and the Ad Council.
In the wake of a disaster, what one thing can you send that will help people the most? A blanket, a tent, a sandbag, a doctor. Actually, if you send a monetary donation, you send all these things. Even a small donation can make a big impact and can quickly become exactly what people affected by disaster need most.
In the wake of a hurricane, your monetary donation can make a huge difference to those in need. To donate, visit supporthurricanerelief.org. That's supporthurricanerelief.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
180 over 111, and I had a stroke. I couldn't speak or walk.
150 over 90, and I had a stroke.
This is what high blood pressure sounds like. You might not feel its symptoms, but the results from a stroke are far from silent. Get back on your treatment plan or talk with your doctor to create a plan that works for you. Go to loweryourhbp.org.
Head to toe, everything's changed.
Brought to you by the American Stroke Association, American Medical Association, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Millett Hall here on the campus of Miami University as we're going to get the second half underway here. Miami in a little bit of a trouble here to start out MAC competition as they're down 39-33 starting the second half against Keno Davis and his Central Michigan Chippewas. So looking at the stat box here for Miami. Miami out-rebounded 19-14 against Central Michigan, and Miami, believe it or not, only turned it over 5 times compared to the Chippewas 6. So Miami didn't handle that full court press very well in that first half, but didn't turn it over as much, but definitely did not get into comfortable sets in offense and unable to really score efficiently and consistently.
they weren't really able to get their groove, find their rhythm, and it kind of showed because, you know, the way the defense was playing on them, they were really pressed. But here we go with the second half underway.
So Miami's going to start out with possessions to start this second half. The starting five for the second half for Miami is Darren Ringo, Nike Sabani, Jalen Attaway, Bam Bowman, and Delonte Brown. As Sabani's going to pull up for three, and that one's going to be no good, almost good there, but unable to get the shooter's bounce. So here comes Central Michigan once again, right down the floor. Larry Jr. puts it up, gets his own rebound, and he's going to go up and get fouled. To round out your starting five for the Chippewas is Larry Jr., Sean Roundtree, Kevin McKay, Rob Montgomery, and David Dillio. David Dillio, 9 points in the first half. Pretty effective from the three-point line as well, as he knocked in 3 threes, and from the officially he's 3 for 8. So started off hot, but cooled down a little bit there, but he's going to keep on shooting. Very good three-point shooter, as those are good for Central Michigan. So 41-33 now for the Red Hawks, 8-point deficit for Coach Jack Owens and his team. Ringo's going to drive in the far side, from the far side wing, and kick it out to Delonte Brown for three. That one's no good. Rebound Dillio. Here comes Central Michigan once again. Sean Roundtree pushing it up. Dumps it off to Dillio at the top of the key, who dumps it off to McKay, who's going to drive, spin move, up and good. Very nice move there from Kevin McKay, Jr. from Warren, Michigan. Stan Ringo breaks the press there, gets it out to Delonte Brown in the near side corner, and now he's going to set up his offense. Getting it out to the near side wing to Jalen Attaway, and we're going to get an off-ball offensive foul on Bam Bowman. Central Michigan basketball.
That was the first foul right there by him. Second team foul of the half.
Bam Bowman picks up his first personal there. Miami's going to have to keep him out of foul trouble. McKay pulls up for three. That one's going to be no good. Rebound batted away from Delonte Brown. It's going to be off of Central Michigan, so Miami's going to take possession of the ball.
And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, Central Michigan's up 10 already. Very pressing full court defense by them again.
So Sabani's going to take it up, and they're going to break the press there as Keno Davis calls off his full court press. Miami taking their time now. Sabani, near side wing, gets into the lane, lays it up, and no good. Bam Bowman pulls up the rebound and lays it up and good. Very good effort there from Bam Bowman.
Very physical effort right there.
Absolutely, as here comes Central Michigan once again. Larry Jr. goes up, and we're going to get an offensive foul there, and it looks to be going against Kevin McKay, who tried to pull down that rebound, but unable to do it legally. So Miami's going to take over on possession, trying to cut into this lead, leading down to 8. Miami's just going to have to keep on chipping away and get some stops. As that was almost a turnover there by Ringo, who dishes it back to Attaway. Out of control there, so Miami's going to retain possession. 15 seconds on the shot clock for Nike Sabani, who's going to drive up and no good, but cleaned up once again by Bam Bowman. Bam Bowman doing a lot of good things down there in the paint.
Finding scraps and putting it away.
Miami able to get back and slow down Central Michigan, as they're going to have to go to their half-court set. Now 3 away from Montgomery off the back of the iron. Rebound, Larry Jr. Now he's going to try to go to work on Ringo down in the short corner. He's going to swing it out to Dillio, who's going to drive baseline and get cut off by Delonte Brown. Now he's going to kick it out to Montgomery, who's going to drive into the paint, throw up the layup, and he's going to pick up the foul and go to the line. So going to the line is Rob Montgomery for Central Michigan, 53% free throw shooter. The transfer from Indian Hills Community College in Iowa. Gets that first one to go.
Get out of Iowa and go straight to Central Michigan. two great places to live, Kenny.
The 6'6" junior forward, 225, originally from Montgomery Village, Maryland, gets that second one to go. Montgomery getting a lot of playing time this afternoon, averages 27 points, or 27 minutes per game for Coach Keno Davis.
Miami getting out-rebounded right now, 23-19, which cut into the score very well for Central Michigan.
Ringo's going to step back in the paint. Jumper is good. Here comes Central Michigan once again. Larry Jr. pushing up the floor, but he's going to get stopped, and now they're going to kick it out to Dilio, whose three from the wing is no good. So Dilio a little bit cold now from the three-point arc, as Miami's going to take back possession and work their offense, working the ball around three-point arc. Now out to Sabani, who's going to pull up for three and pick up the foul. So Sabani's going to go to the line for 3 free throws.
Kenny, the one thing I want to highlight is Dilio, the sharpshooting three-point shot that hit 3 to start the game. He looked like he was going to get on a groove. Since then, he's missed 6 of his last 9 three-point attempts. So he's 3 for 9 right now on three-point shot.
As that first free throw is good from Nike Sabani. 5-point lead now for Miami, or for Central Michigan rather. Now down to 4 as Sabani's wasting no time and knocked down those free throws. His third coming up right now. As he knocks all 3 down, so 3-point play the old-fashioned way for Nike Sabani, the 74% free throw shooter, puts Miami within 3 here as the Red Hawks are trying to get a stop and try to tie up this game. Larry Jr. goes up, layup no good, rebound Bam Bowman. Miami's going to try to push it up the floor. Here comes Ringo down the near side of the court. He goes into the paint, really had an open space there, but unable to convert on that layup. McKay kicks it out in the corner for 3, and that one's good. Dallas Morgan gets on the stat sheet for the first time this afternoon, knocks in the 3, the first-year transfer from Moberly Area Community College in Missouri. Attaway in the corner for 3, no good. Rebound McKay, who gets it out to Larry Jr. And Central Michigan trying to extend their lead, and they do as Larry Jr. gets it out to Romello Burrell for the alley-oop layup, and he's going to pick up the and 1. So he's going to go to the line after this under 16 timeout here at Millett Hall. Miami got within 3 points, but now they're facing an 8-point deficit here. And what are you looking for Miami here, as they really seem like they cracked the code in slowing down Central Michigan until those last couple possessions. As you can see right there, that fast break opportunity is hurt.
Yeah, see, the thing is that Miami, they get in this groove, they find themselves, and then they get a little comfortable. They get too comfortable, and they lay back on defense, and they can't be doing that. They need to be full throttle ahead at all times. Because like we see from this Central Michigan team the whole game, they're able to score, and they're able to score often from anywhere on the field. They hit that corner 3 to give them, the good lead after we were only down 3 points. So then that takes it up to 6, and then, the alley-oop. You can't really do anything defending that, but you got to be able to make sure their spacing isn't able to get that. So really got to look forward to Miami keeping in the groove and then pushing back and playing defense well and not letting Central Michigan get those open shots and those open looks, Kenny.
Absolutely. It's a pretty good team effort here so far from the Chippewas. It's all across the board. Their points are spread out. You have Larry Jr. with 8, Dilio with 9, Browntree with 9, McKay with 4, Montgomery with 9, Nwoko with 4, Beachler with 2, Morgan with 3, and Burrell with 2. So across the board there for Central Michigan, pretty spread out, and Delonte Brown leading the way for the Red Hawks with 14 points. Mike Hispani with 6, Darren Ringo with 4, Dan Bowman with 6 as he's picked up a couple of cleanup baskets the last couple possessions for Miami. And Jalen Attaway with 3 and Makai Larry with 6, along with McNamara with his lone 3 points off the three-pointer in the first half.
Yeah, you know, I really enjoy the momentum that Miami had going for it. Maybe hopefully we can get that going after these free throws, see what the coach told him up there in that huddle right then and there.
As that 3-point play is completed there from Romello Burrell, the sophomore forward from Chicago, Illinois. Redhawks working the ball around the floor. Mikey Zabani's going to drive, put up a floater, and that one is up and good. So Miami answers a 3-point play. Now they're going to try to stop Central Michigan as they get down the floor, and they do, as Central Michigan's going to have to go into their half-court set. Sean Roundtree's going to set it up for the offense. Austin Jr. spinning his way through the lane and dumps it off there to Rob Montgomery. Very crisp pass and a couple of moves there from Larry Austin Jr.
Very good court vision on his part.
So Miami's scoring a little bit here, but unable to string together a couple of stops as they pulled within 3, but now the lead is back out to 9 for Central Michigan. Spanny going to work on Montgomery, a little bit of a mismatch there. He kind of wants to go ISO, and he gets it knocked away by Austin Jr., but that's going to have the shot clock expire, so the Redhawks are going to turn it over after the shot clock violation, and here comes Central Michigan once again trying to push their lead to double figures. They're going to dump it down to Rob Montgomery in the paint, who's going to throw up the hook wildly, and that's going to be no good. Ball batted around down there. We're going to get a jump ball, looks like, and possession arrow is going to keep it here with the Chippewas. So with 14 seconds on the shot clock, Austin Jr. is going to inbound to Sean Roundtree. He's getting a little bit of pressure from Darian Ringo. Kick it out to Austin Jr. for 3. That one's going to be off the back of the iron. A couple of bounces, almost one in there, but rebound by Delonte Brown. He's going to get out to Ringo. He's going to kick it back to Brown for the 3. Knocks that one home.
He got that.
Delonte Brown knocks in the much-needed 3 for the Redhawks as they get back on defense. Sean Roundtree tried to drive in the paint, but was effectively cut off there by Jalen Attaway. Now Darren Ringo's going to pick him up on defense. Roundtree still with the ball, dumps it off to Montgomery for the easy layup. Rob Montgomery put in the work down there in the paint with a physical layup. He's got 13 this afternoon. Out to Delonte Brown for 3 once again. That one's in and out. A rebound there by Rob Montgomery, who's all over the floor. Now they're going to push it down the floor, and it's going to be batted away. Here comes Mikey Spanny down the other way. He's trying to go past Roundtree, and he's going to get up into the lane and throw the layup. Thought he had a lot of contact there, looking towards the officials, looking for the foul. And there's going to be a 3 up and good there for Central Michigan. Dallas Morgan knocks in his second 3 of the evening. He's 2 for 2. 11-point lead now for Central Michigan. Darren Ringo's going to hand it off to Jalen Attaway as we're going to get a timeout, official timeout. Looks like there might be some blood on Darren Ringo's shorts, so they're going to have to get that cleaned off, and we're going to get a timeout here as the Redhawks are going to have possession at the 12:15 mark with 12 seconds on the shot clock. The Redhawks are going to have to go back to the drawing board and figure out a way to cut into this lead.
Yeah, exactly. Right here, you know, the Red Hawks are getting out rebounded 28-22, especially on those offensive rebounds. 8 for the Chippewas. They've really, made an effort to consciously go after their own rebound, which the Red Hawks need to do because they're missing a bunch of shots. And Bauman earlier this game was getting a lot of second-hand effort. And right now, Red Hawks need to follow up with that strategy. Turnover margin is now tied, so the Red Hawks and the Chippewas got both 7 each. And the points off the turnovers do favor the Red Hawks 6-4, so that's good. We're able to make most of our efforts on their turnovers. But what we need to do is stop their fast-paced offense. Earlier today, Nike was able to, he thought he got fouled. He didn't get up. Well, what did the Chippewas do? They came down and put up a quick 3 and really kind of gave the lead to their advantage very well. Up 11 right now, 47-58 the score. Miami needs to get back into this game, but also credit to the Central Michigan team for realizing where their efforts are doing well and really pushing the pace and controlling this game to the way they want it to be controlled. They are in control right now, Kenny.
Yeah, they are, as they are on a 5-0 run in the last minute 20, and the Red Hawks jacking up a couple of threes, trying to get back as fast as possible, but they're only 1 for 5 in their last 5 3-point attempts. So Jack Owens and his Miami basketball team are going to try to find a way here to cut into this lead and try to get this close enough down the line here so they can try to get their first MAC victory of the season. As they're still working there on Darian Ringo rather on his jersey. It looked like he got cut on his knee and he was bleeding a little bit there, but it looks like they got him all patched up and ready to go as Jalen Attaway is going to inbound it to Darian Ringo, who's going to put it up the floor. 10 seconds on the shot clock, now 5. Red Hawks are going to have to go. Kick it out to Delonte Brown for 3, and that one is no good. So 1 for 6 in the last 7 attempts for the Red Hawks at the 3-point line. So going to have to find another way to start scoring here and get some stops. Kevin McKay is going to drive and throw up a wild layup there, as that's going to be a questionable call there from the officials, as Kevin McKay didn't look like he was in too much control and just kind of threw it up and ended up.
Looked like he was falling to the ground. He had too much momentum on his front foot, fell to the ground, and the ref said, nope, foul on Miami.
So that's going to be on Darian Ringo, who picks up his 4th personal foul for the Red Hawks, and that is not good if you are Coach Jack Owens.
No, especially with Ringo being the real, beat of the drum for the Miami.
True point guard, yeah.
Offense right there. He's really controlling the way that Miami's playing, and 4 fouls is a lot for him right now, especially with 11:47 to go in the second half.
And they're going to change that there. It's going to be a foul on Nike Sabani, rather, so that's going to only be 3 fouls on Darian Ringo, because that's why the refs were going to the table to figure out. Now the Chippewas going down into the shot clock. Rob Montgomery's going to pull it from the short corner. It's going to be no good, but we're going to get a whistle on the floor, and it looks like it's going to stay with the Chippewas, as we're going to get we're going to get an offensive foul, so Miami's going to get possession. Their foul's going to go against
number 0.
Looks like against Austin Jr., so that's going to be his 3rd personal foul. That's pretty big there, as Austin Jr. has been a very focal point for the offense in Central Michigan, as a 3 is up and away by Darian Ringo. Rebound, Delonte Brown, who tries to go up with it, gets it blocked. And here comes Kevin McKay. He's going to bring it up the floor. I was going to hand it off to Austin Jr., who's going to drive, and it's going to be tried to be tipped up there by McKay, but no good. Rebound, Jalen Attaway, who's going to take it up the floor. Get it out to Nike Sabani. Now to Ringo, the far side corner. Now Larry's going to take it. He's got McKay. He's going to drive, and he's just going to throw it up there, and he's going to pick up the foul. So Makai Larry little bit shaken up there after the foul, but he's going to go to the line for the second time this afternoon. As we mentioned, he was a 100% free throw shooter until I jinxed him earlier, and he's 11 for 12 in his early college career here at Miami. 5'8" freshman guard from Evansville, Indiana. And unable to convert that free throw there. Miami coming off a fresh win against Evansville University this past week. Miami only playing their third game in 17 days, so maybe a little bit of rust factor here as Central Michigan's been a little bit more active in scheduling. Miami's had a good amount of days off in, this whole Christmas break.
Yeah, you know, that little rest gets you going, and then got to start back up and get into that physical season shape.
Now it's stolen away by Attaway, who's got the fast break, and they're going to call foul, and it looks like they're going to Dale and Ringo's calling for intentional fouls. It looked like Attaway had a clear path to the basket and was just going to go slam that home. And I think they're going to go look at the monitor, and if this is a intentional foul here, that's not going to be good for Central Michigan, as Attaway will go to the line and Miami will get possession.
I mean, it was a clear, to me, from up here, Kenny, he had a fast break, and what ended up happening, Central Michigan player tapped him, and then he ran in and just slammed it home and really made that rim feel it. But we're going to await the call from the referees and see what they are going to say.
That foul's going to go against David Dillio. And they're going to call it intentional foul. So Jalen Attaway is going to go to the line for one shot. He's able to punch that one through. He's actually going to get two shots here. So Jalen Attaway trying to convert his second of two. Shooting 65% on the year. And that one's off the front of the iron and no good. But Miami's going to get possession of the ball, trying to cut into this lead. Got it to single digits here at 9 at the 10:29 mark at Millett Hall. Miami trying to chip away, cut away, whatever you want to call it, into this lead as Central Michigan pulled out early and have not looked back. Crossover goes out of Ringo's control, and they're going to get it back down to Delonte Brown, who's going to put up a shot in the paint, but it's going to be no good. Rebound Central Michigan. Roundtree bringing up the floor with Makai Larry. And we're going to get an offensive foul there on Kevin McKay as he looked like he extended his arm trying to drive into the lane, and Miami's going to get possession of the ball right back. So here comes Darian Ringo down the floor working on Roundtree. They're going to kick it out to Sabani, who's going to drive, spin move, up in, and one. Nike Sabani gets that one to go, and it looks like we got a technical foul here on, I think it's going to go against Sabani. I think he got in the face of one of the Central Michigan players after that and one.
Still get the foul shot, though.
It's not what you want to see there, as that is something that's going to push the momentum in Miami's way, and that almost negates it when you're going to pick up that technical foul.
Referees are a little whistle happy right now, but
looks like Roundtree's going to go to the line for Central Michigan. .78% free throw shooter knocks that one home. Lead back to 9. the 9:49 mark. Second free throw up and away, and that one's off the back of an iron, no good. So now Nike Subani's going to go to the line for one shot, and Central Michigan's going to get possession back if it can convert.
If Nike can hit this free throw, it'll cut the lead down to only 7 with 9:49 remaining in the second half.
Miami in the bonus at the 9:49 mark, so that's a positive for them. Subani pushes that one too strong, and that one's going to be no good. So here comes Central Michigan and Roundtree down the floor once again. Who's going to get into the lane, throw it up, and no good. Tipped up and batted away by Montgomery, who tried to tip that up and in, but it was way too strong and went off the top of the backboard out of bounds. So Miami's going to get possession back. Full court press. Subani breaks it, kicks it out to Ringo in the far side wing. Ringo's going to now drive and pick up the foul there, and that one's going to go against Austin Jr., and that's going to be his 4th personal of the afternoon. So on thin ice is Larry Austin Jr. Central Michigan with 2 players, 1 foul away from fouling out of the game. Kevin McKay also has 4 as well, as that free throw is up and good there by Darian Ringo, and it looks like Austin Jr. is going to have to exit the game. Coming in for him is Kevin McKay, who also has 4 fouls. Second free throw is up and away and good for Darian Ringo, the 62% free throw shooter. So Miami cuts the lead down to 6 here at the 9:15 mark at Millett Hall. In the bonus, have a little bit of foul trouble on Central Michigan. McKay is going to drive and pick up the foul on Nike Subani. So Subani picking up some quick fouls. It's going to be his 3rd personal foul of the afternoon. McKay going to the line, 72% free throw shooter. That one's off the front of the iron and no good, but a rebound there by Roundtree as he got into the paint. Now a 3 up and away is good. As Matt Beechler knocks that one through.
9-point lead right now for Central Michigan.
Just like that, leads back up to 9. Absolutely, Beechler knocks that one in, 44% from the 3-point arc. Shot is no good from in the paint by Nike Subani. Here comes Central Michigan once again. Beechler's going to try to pull up for 3, but he's going to get cut off as he had dared Ringo in his face. Central Michigan taking their time. 10 seconds on the shot clock now with Roundtree barking out orders as he's going to work his way in the middle of the floor, get it out to Beechler for 3. Once again, near side wing, and he knocks that one through. So the 44% free throw for 3-point shooter knocks that in for his 3rd 3-pointer of the afternoon, and that puts the lead at 12 for Chippewas.
They're on a 5-0 run right now, the Central Michigan Chippewa.
Foul's going to go against Central Michigan, and it looks like it's going to be on Kevin McKay, who is going to have to exit the game as he is fouled out at the 7:52 mark. But Miami in a little bit of trouble, down 65-53 here at the 7:52 mark of the second half. We're going to take a quick break. You listen to Red Hawk Radio.
About a serious problem right here in our own backyard. Did you know that there are nearly 16 million kids struggling with hunger in America? That's 1 out of every 5 precious children in this country who might not get to eat dinner tonight. But hope is just around the bend, because there's enough healthy, nutritious food produced in this country to put a smile on the face of every last hungry kid. And that's when the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks steps into the picture. They collect surplus food, engaging their communities in solving hunger and giving hope to the hungry kids and their families. But they need your help. So join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank. Find out how you can help at feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
A message from Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Wake up and text. Text and eat. Text and catch the bus. Text and miss your stop. Wait. Text and be late to work.
Sorry, I'm late.
Text and work. Text and pretend to work. Text and act surprised when someone calls you out for not working.
Who, me?
Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever.
Hi.
Oh, hey.
Text and complain that they're on their phone the whole time. Text and listen to them complain that you're on your phone the whole time. Text and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger. Put it in the glove box. Just don't text and drive.
Well, welcome back to Millett Hall as the Redhawks struggling a little bit here as they're trying to cut into the lead, but Central Michigan just keeps on extending it as Makai Larry knocks that free throw down and pulls the Redhawks within 11, trying to get it down to 10, and Redhawks are running opportunities to cut into the lead because they keep on cutting into it, and then Central Michigan pulls it out to and extends it a little bit. So it's do or die time now here for the Redhawks as they're quickly approaching 7-minute mark here at Millett Hall. 3 up and away, no good there as Morgan trying to connect there, but it's going to be a rebound there, and it's going to be a foul on the Redhawks going to the line as Rob Montgomery, 53% free throw shooter on the year. Montgomery with 13 points on the afternoon. Pretty good game so far for him. 2 for 2 this afternoon. So he knocks that first one in on the 1-and-1. So he earns himself a second free throw. 66-55 here at the 7:42 mark. And that one rattles around and no good. A rebound, Nike Sabani gets it out to his other guard, Darren Ringo. Now he gets it back to Sabani in the far side wing. Back to Ringo, back to Sabani, who's going to pull it for 3 straight away. No good. Rebound, Bam Bowman. He's going to pull it out to Jalen Attaway. Cross-court pass. Attaway's going to kick it in the corner for Delonte Brown for 3. No good. Rebound. Central Michigan coming back down the floor, getting out to Beechler. Now out to, back to Beechler in the corner. Now out to Dilio for 3, no good. Foul on the floor, and this one's going to go against Central Michigan. So Miami's going to go to the line as both teams are now in the bonus at the 7:05 mark. So Miami, good news for Miami is they can put some points on the board without using any time, but you also have Central Michigan in the bonus, so they can do that as well.
Miami's got this kind of thing where they're taking 1 step forward, but Central Michigan taking 2 steps away from them. So kind of hard to get in the rhythm right now if you're the Redhawks with this mounting lead that Central Michigan has.
So that first one is up and away and good by Attaway, who's a 64% free throw shooter, knocks the second one home. So the Redhawks pull within 9 here at the 7 flat mark here at Millett Hall, trying to get a stop. Darren Ringo up in the face of Central Michigan's offense. Now Roundtree's going to try to go to work on Sabani. Sabani doing a good job of keeping in front of him. Now Sabani's out on Rob Montgomery, who's going to work his way in the lane. Spin move up and no good. A rebound. Bam Bowman. Here comes Miami back down the floor. Jalen Attaway is going to push it at a medium pace there. Drive there by Delonte Brown in the paint. He's going to pick up the foul, and that foul's going to go against Dallas Morgan, who picks up his 4th personal. So Central Michigan in some foul trouble. First free throw is up and away, and here comes, speaking of foul trouble, here comes Larry Austin Jr., who's got 4 personal fouls, and he's really been the motor behind the Central Michigan offense. So if Miami could get him out of the game, that would be big. Only 8 points on the evening, but 4 assists, 2 steals, 9 rebounds. Very productive evening or afternoon for him, as that second free throw is up and good by Delonte Brown. Now Coach Jack Owens is going to put in his own full court press. Central Michigan breaks it. Austin Jr. in the paint working on Bam Bowman, and he's going to pick up the foul in the paint and go to the line. It's going to be Bam Bowman's 2nd personal. Or no, it's going to be Bam Bowman's 4th personal foul, so he's in foul trouble now. Lots of whistles coming down the stretch here at the 6:16 mark. Free throw is no good there by Austin Jr. Kai Lair's going to enter the game once again. He also has 4 personal fouls. Second free throw up and away, no good. Rebound, Jalen Attaway. So no harm, no foul there, except for the foul on Bam Bowman, who picked up his 4th personal. Here comes Darian Ringo working their way down the floor. Now he's going to set it up for the Miami offense. In the corner for Delonte Brown for 3, no good. Delonte Brown unable to convert on that 3 as Miami is 1 for the last 10 last field goals, 1 for last 10 in their last 3-point shots as well. So going cold is not what you want to see for the Redhawks as they're trying to work their way back into this game. 3 is no good there by Central Michigan. Here comes Miami back down the floor. That 3 was no good by Matt Beechler. Larry's going to drive, go up, and scoop and score. So Makai Larry pulls the Redhawks within 5 here at the 5:20 mark. So the Redhawks with a little bit of life, putting a little bit more life into this crowd as they're going to get into it here.
We got a game on our hand, Kenny.
Austin Jr. is going to drive, and that's way too easy there as he just cut right through the lane like butter and laid it up and in. They extend their lead out to 7.
Let's see if the Miami Redhawks offense can respond to that.
Kai Larry, who's been hot, is going to drive the lane, kick it out to Ringo, who's going to kick it out to Sabani for 3, and he knocks it through. Thank you, Sabani. Pulls the Redhawks within 4 points. Now this crowd feeling it a little bit more now as they can taste the Redhawks trying to tie this game up at the 4:40 mark. Roundtree kicking it out to Beechler, who's going to pick up the offensive foul, and it's going to be Redhawk basketball.
So 4-point game here. Our offense is finding its groove. Our defense is picking it up. If I'm Central Michigan, I feel the momentum has changed to Miami right now. Oh, they even take the timeout to go over it.
So Coach Keno Davis is going to take a quick timeout here, try to rally his troops and keep the lead in their hands, as that wasn't offensive foul on Matt Beechler. It was just a turnover. So Central Michigan turns over that ball, and that's going to be their 10th turnover of the afternoon compared to Miami's 8. It's kind of surprising that Miami's only turned over the ball 8 times compared to Central Michigan, as it really felt like as Miami has squandered a lot of offensive opportunities, but not doing too bad in the turnover department this afternoon.
No, and with the turnovers for Central Michigan, they've given up 10 turnovers. Miami's responded and scored 9 points on those turnovers. So you understand that when they make the mistakes, Miami has capitalized on that so far. But also in the same on that is that Central Michigan not able to pick up on our mistakes. We've had 8 turnovers. They've only been able to score 4 points off those turnovers. So it's really Miami capitalizing, taking advantages of the situation, and realizing where they're at and doing well right now as we only are down 4 with 4:36 to go in the game.
That's pretty good there, given that Central Michigan usually they average 17 turnovers. They average forcing 17 turnovers per game this season. So Miami doing pretty well as they have not yet to hit double digits. Your coach Jack Owens, you don't want to hit double digits here as you need every possession you can get as they're only down 4 points now. They're going to have to string together some stops and go on a little bit of a run, and they're going to have to convert as they really went cold from the 3-point line, but they've been able to chip their way back here as they're in a 9-2 run in the last 3 minutes, and that's how they've gotten their way back into this ball game at the 4:36 mark.
So as I look at the scores around the MAC right now, it looks like we've got a couple of good games going on. Eastern Michigan losing right now to Georgia Southern, 23-21. Ohio. Oh, hold on.
So here comes Darian Ringo coming down the floor. He's going to get it out to Sabani. Now back to Ringo, who's going to gather at center court. He's going to drive, and layup is blocked there. Good defense from Central Michigan. Beechler picking up the block on defense there. So here comes Roundtree, who's going to pull it out. Delonte Brown is going to D him up in the near side wing. Roundtree's going to kick it out to Dilio, who's going to pump fake and throw up a crazy shot there off the backboard, and the bank is open here on Saturday as he converts, and that's going to push Central Michigan's lead out to 6. Here comes Sabani as he gets that one taken away by Roundtree coming down the floor. Sabani's going to go up and try to block it, but Roundtree converts on the layup there. So just like that, the lead is back to 8 for Central Michigan. Miami in a little bit of trouble here as Coach Jack Owens is going to want to take a timeout and round up his troops and try to keep chipping away. And just like that, Miami loses all their momentum and find themselves in the hole once again, 72-64. Coach Keno Davis and his basketball team lead it with 3:27.
Yeah, so I alluded to earlier about the MAC basketball scores, but I have it right now. Right now, Western Michigan's playing Akron with 6:20 to go in the second. Akron is winning 44-40. You have a close one at Ohio University where Northern Illinois is playing the Bobcats with 31 seconds to go in the second half. The score is 58-57 NIU over Ohio. Right now we've got, later today we have Bowling Green taking on the Kent State Golden Flashes. Bowling Green is 8-5 at home and 0-5 in away. And Kent State playing very good basketball this year, 11-2 while being 7-1 at home. So you look to see Kent State take the win there, move up, and you know they're playing great basketball this year. Akron's not doing too bad. They're 8-5, 6-1 at home. And you know, we got the standings as it goes right here. We got in the eastern part of the MAC, we have Buffalo, number 20 in the country. They're 13-1, followed by Kent State, who's 11-2, Ohio University, who's 8-4, Akron, 8-5, and then you have your Miami Redhawks sitting in second to last place in the Eastern Division at 8-5, and Bowling Green also 8-5. So a bunch of teams sitting around that 8-4, 8-5 bubble there in the East. In the West, for the MAC, you have Ball State at 10-4, Central Michigan at 11-2 right now, Northern Illinois at 7-6, Western Michigan 6-7, Toledo 12-2, and then Eastern Michigan 6-8. Toledo 12-2, but their one loss has been a conference opponent, so that's what puts them in the second to last place in the conference because they're 0-1 in the conference, but 12-2 overall. So as the season gets going more into MAC play, expect Toledo to jump the rankings a little bit more.
Miami seeing a couple of those teams coming up with Northern Illinois here on Tuesday. We'll have that broadcast for you, and then they travel to Toledo the following week. So here comes Miami on offense. Makai Larry's going to throw up a wide layup. No good. A rebound. Austin Jr. He's going to bring it down the floor and circle around in the paint. Throw up the layup. It's tipped up and good there. Rob Montgomery with the layup tip in, and that lead is now at 10. So Miami really going to have to get going here as we're under the 3-minute mark here at Millett Hall. Jalen Attaway driving, throwing up the floater. That one's good. Jalen Attaway able to connect there. It's Attaway's 8th point of the evening. Afternoon, rather, getting into the evening hours. Central Michigan working around, and Roundtree knocks that paint in the paint jumper down. Sabani for 3, knocks that one home. Just a little bit of life here at the 2-minute mark. Miami down 7. They're going to have to get a lot of stops coming down the stretch here.
Quick stops and then quick points is what Miami needs with 2 minutes to go, Kenny.
Kicks it out to Beechler in the near side wing, and that one's no good. Rebound Miami. Here comes Sabani with the 1:45 mark. He's going to pull it for 3 once again, and that one's no good. Really needed that one if you're Miami. Thought he was feeling it a little bit there after hitting that last three-point attempt. Now Central Michigan's going to try to milk as much clock away as they can. Roundtree's going to pull it out. His offense is going to look towards the sideline at Coach Keno Davis, who's barking out orders. Beechler for the 3, no good. Rebound, unable to come over the rebound is Darian Ringo, and that's tipped up to Central Michigan as they tip that one up and in. Miami down 9 now. At the 1-minute mark, going to have to go now as Makai Larry lays it up and in. Timeout, Coach Jack Owens, as Miami now trails 7 with 55 seconds to go. So Miami not dead yet, but they are going to have to put in a very spirited attempt here to try to get back into this game.
Yeah, and that last point there, Kenny, by Central Michigan, sloppy rebounding on Miami's part. They didn't pull the ball down and get it and secure it away, so Chippewa is able to execute and score right there to put them up. And then right now they're going to have to look to foul and put them to the line, and hopefully they foul the right individual who'll miss them. And if that goes well, maybe Miami can get a stab back into this game, but it looks to be pretty close, but almost all but over.
So 78-71 here at the 55-second mark in this second half. Miami reeling here, trying to cut into this lead as they got Montgomery trapped, and Jalen Attaway is going to pick up the foul. That's the guy you don't really want to foul, as it's one of their best free throw shooters. Roundtree, 80% free throw shooter his whole career, so more than likely he's going to knock at least one of these down. Knocks that one home. Following the game, both of us will have our player of the game. More than likely is going to be a Central Michigan player, as they've put in the more productive effort this afternoon. That second free throw was no good by Roundtree.
Got to get a quick 3 here.
3 up and away by Sabani, no good. A rebound Dallas Morgan. And he's going to go to the line. Dallas Morgan, an 82% free throw shooter. Junior from Peoria, Illinois. First-year transfer from Moberly Area Community College, as we mentioned, in Missouri. As it's looking more and more like Miami's going to end up 0-1 in this early MAC season. Cody, what do you see from Miami going into the future, as they got a pretty tough schedule coming up, as they have to travel to Toledo? They have Northern Illinois, pretty good basketball team as well, coming into town before that. And the week after that, or next week, next Saturday, a week from today, they have to travel to Buffalo.
Yeah, you know, what I see is that Miami, they've got a good team. They're able to score. They're able to play defense. Just need to clean it up a little bit. Just, you know, trim off the edges, make the heads look clean. They are a little sloppy sometimes. Their inbounding's not the best.
As Ringo lays it up and in for the Red Hawks, as they're going to full court press. Roundtree able to break the press and dishes it out to Beechler for the easy layup. So that's going to probably do it here, as we're under the 20-second mark. We're going to get a late whistle there on Central Michigan. Miami's going to go to the line with 13 seconds left. They're down 81-73.
So the NIU and OU game went into overtime. NIU leading right now 65-62 with 2:42 in overtime.
Sabani unable to come away with that first free throw off the front of the rim, and no good. Second one is good by Sabani. Miami's going to keep in their starters, as well as Central Michigan. Very hard-fought game by both of these teams, and really looked like it was going to be evenly matched game the first 8 or so minutes, but then going into that about 9-minute mark of playing time in the first half, Central Michigan kind of pulled away, and they haven't looked back since.
Yeah, pretty much so, Kenny. You know, with them they went on a couple of long runs, 5-0s, 7-0s, really pulling away from Miami, and then Miami had to come back and try and, you know, cut into this lead the whole second half. Has been the tale of the story. It's cutting to that lead, and never really able to do that very well.
Dallas Morgan unable to convert on the first free throw, knocks home the second one. So 10 seconds left here as Dan Ringo's just going to try to dribble down the floor, kick it out to Dante Brown, who knocks in the three. So we're still at a 5-point lead for Central Michigan. So Miami cutting into that lead, but I think it's a little bit too late for the Red Hawks. With 4 seconds to go here, maybe they can get a quick turnover and quick basket. Maybe it'll be a little bit of a live here, but they're going to have to move quick. But looks like Miami's going to end up 0-1 in MAC play, and Central Michigan's going to improve to 1-0 and 12-2 on the season and pick up their third road win of the year. Something we haven't mentioned that I had in my notes here is Coach Keno Davis' father, Tom Davis, was a head coach at Boston College, Stanford, and Iowa. And he won the AP Coach of the Year in 1987. And in 2008, like we mentioned, Coach Keno Davis was the AP Coach of the Year. And that's the first and only father-son duo to ever win AP Coach of the Year. So really good basketball family there, as Coach Keno Davis was an understudy of his dad Tom at Iowa and went to University of Iowa and worked his way through the ranks, went to Drake, which is in Iowa, and unable to figure it out in Providence, but it's definitely turned around this Central Michigan program, and you got to believe that he'll probably get another chance maybe to move up in the ranks of college basketball.
Miami fouled him again. This game's pretty much over, but Miami, I guess, must think they still have a chance being down 5 with 30 seconds to go.
I mean, you know that Coach Jack Owens' basketball team is always going to fight to the end. So, and it's situational too. You're always going to be, typically, you're going to be in this situation a lot throughout the season. So it's good to get those reps. And I mean, it's a little bit different than practice, doing these situational things. So it's just getting the amount of reps and be able to figure out how to steal some points away late into the games if you're down. Ottaway's going to lob that down to Sabani. He's going to pull it for three, and this is going to do it as Sabani's three is no good, and the Redhawks attempt to get a win in MAC play for the first time this season is no good as well. As Central Michigan pulls out the victory here in Oxford, Ohio, and they're going to go back to Mount Pleasant, Michigan, victorious. 84-77 here at Millett Hall. So Coach Jack Owens got to be a little bit disappointed as they're going to drop to 8-6 on the season and lose their first home game of the year and snap their 2-game winning streak as they look forward to get back on track at home here this coming Tuesday in a couple of days against Northern Illinois.
Yeah, you know, Kenny, right there, I think the thing is that Central Michigan just had more parity. They were able to get 5 guys in double digits today while Miami only had 3. A lot of the offense today for the Miami Redhawks came through Delonte Brown with 22 points from 8 for 19 on field goal, 4 for 13 on 3-point. So not much disparity here for the Redhawks. Their offense running through, 3 main guys, whereas Central Michigan was able to move the ball around, score from any angle, and get a lot of help from their bench and their other offensive players. So that's really my takeaway from the game, is that Miami needs to figure out how to get these other kids involved in the game and get them to score and get them to get their points going. And Central Michigan has kind of found a way and found their identity so far. Miami needs to find theirs.
So your Oxford Chilies of the game is going to be, Cody?
So my Oxford Chilies of the game is, it's Delonte Brown, very good player.
For Miami?
Yeah, I thought he did very good. 22-point leading scorer of the game. And, he couldn't get any help around him. It's kind of like LeBron last year on the Cavs. You're start a team, but team doesn't have an eye in it. So Miami just needs to get their other players going and get them, helping them out.
Well, I'm going to have to go with Rob Montgomery from Central Michigan. 18 points, 7 for 14 from the field, 1 for 2 in free throws, or 3-point from beyond the arc, and 3 for 4 from the charity strike. And he had 9 rebounds, almost had a double-double there, and he was really cleaning up those second chance opportunities and picking up a lot of extra points for the Chippewas, and it really ended up being the deciding factor with 18 of those points. I mean, about half of them had to be in the paint on second chance opportunities. So my Oxford Chilies of the game has to be Rob Montgomery. And make sure you go visit your Oxford Chilies on the corner of High Street and Indiana Street here in Oxford, Ohio. Great appetizers, great karaoke night on Tuesday nights. So make sure you stop by Oxford Chilies. It's always a great time. As we're going to wrap it up here from Millett Hall. Kenny Schierlinger, Cody Shagovac. We'll have the NIU game this coming Tuesday here at Millett Hall, so make sure you tune in on Red Hawk Radio on YouTube Live. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification button of when we're going to be posted again. And thank you for tuning in. Everybody have a great Saturday. Enjoy your NFC and AFC wildcard games coming up this afternoon. And go Red Hawks, as always. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.